listening to the Stallion Radio Network.
Welcome to Movie Talk. I like to live dangerously.
Did you hear this?
Yes.
In the face.
And here are your hosts, Brian Seals, Brett Seals, and Vic Vasquez.
They're us, we're them, and they're us. Welcome to another edition of Movie Talk.
I do not know that one.
What's up, guys?
I'm trying to figure out this new setup we have going on here.
Yes, you like the new get-up here at the Movie Talk, or Bucky Studios.
Bucky
I can't
Studios.
remember what the hell we called our studio.
I think we're going to have to throw around some new names for the studio.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, it looks different now. I mean, I think it deserves a new name.
It's been getting remodeled piece by piece.
I'm stuck in a corner right now.
I don't even
You
know
said
where
you
you
like the corners.
I
so-
do,
I
but
don't
I
even know
don't.
where you are right now. Oh, there you are.
Yeah, it's a love-hate relationship with this corner right now. I'm really isolated from both of you, sort of. You're not even. I'm not. You're not facing me at all. Neither
I
one
need
of
like
you
a mirror right here so I can kind of
Yeah.
like see backwards to where you at.
Blow 'em kisses.
are. Yeah,
What we do. No, I'm just kidding.
The things we do on this show.
it's the final podcast of October.
Yeah, the Halloween edition.
Yeah, and Doctor Doom is in the house.
He is. He's hanging
He's
out right
literally,
now.
like pressed against Vic's mic.
I think he just needs to be here every week. I think it. Like I said, I think he needs to be the mascot.
He's gonna be in random places every week.
Oh, there's gonna be a lot more remodeling in this room. I'm gonna get like some movie figurines.
I've been looking
like
at
those
some of
ones
that
you
too,
look
yeah.
at. I'm actually gonna put some like up here on my DVD stand.
Yeah,
Maybe some on the window or on the desk. I don't know.
yeah.
Just something.
Jeff Goldblum is also in the house.
As always. Hi, Jeff.
He just flew past me.
He's
He's
my
on
mic
Brian's.
right now.
Yeah, there he is.
He's on my mic.
But yeah, it is the Halloween edition, October 29th. On this day in cinema history, 1957, Louis B. Mayer, the head of the MGM studios in the 1930s, died on this day in Los Angeles, California, after a kidney infection. He became the first person in American history to earn $1 million salary for 9 years from 1937, when he earned $1.3 million, equivalent to $21.1 million today. Mayer was the highest paid man in the United States. Under Mayer, MGM produced many successful films with high-earning stars, including Greta Garbo, Clark Gable, Spencer Tracy, Katharine Hepburn, Lon Chaney, Joan Crawford, Jean Harlow, Judy Garland, and many more stars. But yeah, he passed away on this day in
Sad stuff.
1957.
I was wondering when that list was gonna end.
Yeah.
You sound like you were just gonna keep going on and on.
Well, he had a lot of great stars over at MGM Studio during his tenure, so he's an icon in Hollywood, and it's sad that actually the other one is also a death. It's nothing but death today.
Well, it is the month of
Yeah.
death,
Zombies
so,
and-
yeah, zombies and whatnot.
Also on this day, 1989, Roland Anderson, who was an art director, died on this day in Los Angeles, California. He holds the record for the most Academy Award nominations without a win, 16 nominations.
Ouch!
Hey, just to be nominated though, that's an
I
honor.
know, but still, he figured he would have been due for one.
I know. Oh for 16.
I thought everybody got one. Everybody gets one, I thought.
Man,
For what?
I don't know. Spider-Man says it on Family Guy all the time. Everybody gets one. Tell him, Peter.
He got none.
Well,
That's-
I guess
Oh
not.
for 16. That's but he was I looked at some of the movies like that he was art director for, and I thought some of them deserved it. Like Breakfast at Tiffany's, he was the art director for that movie, and that's a classic. But yeah, 0 for 16. So a couple deaths on this
Ouch.
day.
Well, also on this day, we have some DVD releases to talk about. We only got 2 to talk about this week. Pixar's Monsters University is now out.
Which I saw.
Yes, you did. I didn't get to see this one.
It was just as good as the first one. If you've seen
If
the first
not
one,
better.
I don't think it was better. I think the original is
Much
always.
better.
I think it's mostly.
Well, yeah. I mean, this
it's
was like,
usually better,
This was actually the first time that Pixar did a prequel to one of
Yeah.
the movies.
which I heard they're gonna stay away from now.
Smart move. Well, also out on DVD, R.I.P.D.
I remember talking about that movie.
Yes.
It
One
had
of, the, one of the films that Ryan Reynolds was in this past summer and didn't do too well.
A lot of movies that he's in.
It was
doesn't
alright.
Do too well. You
Oh,
saw
that's
it?
right. You did
Yeah,
see it.
I saw it. It could have been. I was kind of looking at it as being maybe like the new like Men in Black.
Yeah,
kinda
that's
thing.
how we looked at it.
Yeah, that's exactly
It,
what I
it
compared
fell
it to.
short, but it had some cool things in it. But overall,
It had a really cool idea to it,
It did.
but I didn't see it, but I just feel like because what I heard like reviews, I heard it didn't really execute too well, but
Nah, I kind of fell short of that, but it was still. I mean, it was still kind of like a fun movie. So
interesting duo too.
Yeah.
Jeff Bridges and
He had a
Ryan
like his
Reynolds.
voice like. I felt like he did that voice before in another one of his movies.
he's just got that distinct voice.
He does. That's true.
He's a great actor,
He is a good actor.
Academy Award winner. But yeah,
But those are our DVD releases for the week. I'm like kind of sad to even talk about the box office right now.
at least we got number 1 right.
True, but like honestly, it's like I'm seriously I'm in a dry spell.
I'm sorry, Brian.
I can't get the top 4 right for the life of me.
I've even thought about sometimes like maybe we should do the top 5 because it's they give you the top 10. I'm like maybe we should just do half that and go 5 but 4 is a nice even number. But if we did 5, we would never get it.
I can't even get 5, so
You mean
I mean,
4?
I mean, yeah, I can't even get 4. So what the hell do you expect me to do? Trying to get 5?
Like I think it would be more of a challenge and it would be hard to ever really win.
4 is more of a challenge for me right now because I'm in a dry spell. You.
we should drop down to just 3 for right now until we start getting those right, and then we can kind of move on.
No way. I feel
up to
like
debate.
I should just like stick to one, like the
Yeah.
number 1 movie, and then like work my way back down.
I don't know. Should we go to 3?
I don't know. We could talk about that later on.
I feel like 4 is a perfect. It's an even number.
Let's just stick with 4.
But yeah,
for
the
now.
way
But we
with
can-
the way
we
you're
can-
going for
we
your
can
sake.
discuss. Yes. Shut up. Well, at number 10 was Prisoners, which made $1 million. At number 9 was Enough Said, which made 1.5. At number 8 was 12 Years a Slave, which made 2.1. At number 7 was Escape Plan, which made 4.5. At number 6 was Carrie, which made 5.9. At number 5 was Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2, which made 6.2. At number 4 was The Counselor, which made 7.8. At number 3 was Captain Phillips, which made 11.6. At number 2 was Gravity, which made 20.1. And at number 1 in the box office was Bad Grandpa, which made 32. And the 3 of us saw that together.
Yeah, well, we'll talk. I saw another film, so is that all you saw? Was Bad Grandpa?
Yes, sadly.
You too, Vic?
No, I saw a couple other movies too.
Well, you can go ahead. You can go first.
Oh, well, I saw what was it, number 4? The Counselor, was that what I got? Number
Yeah.
4. I saw The Counselor.
Did you?
Yeah. Like I was telling Brian off air, I had some chatty Cathys sitting behind me.
Yeah.
I kept trying to tell them to shut up, but they weren't shutting up. So I kind of missed a little bit of, not like the movie itself, but I did kind of miss a little bit of it. It's kind of hard to tell what was going on towards some points, but Michael Fassbender is a great actor.
Mm-hmm.
He did a great job in that movie. Javier Bardem was pretty good too. Like everybody was really good, like acting wise. I just couldn't quite catch the story because of those
Yeah, see, that's the problem.
chatty Cathys back
That's
there
the
too.
problem I read with the review. Like, I kept reading the review, like the story. Like they were saying, it's too, I guess, boring. Like the whole plot to it, it's not something that people want to sit through.
Well, because the trailer made it seem like it was gonna, at least for me anyways, that it was gonna be, like action packed. It seemed like there's really not that much action in the movie, so there's a lot of talking until like towards the end, really.
If you recall, though, I mean, No Country for Old Men was kind of like that. I mean, it had more action per se, but I mean, it was slower paced and
But that story,
more dialogue.
That story is a lot more. It's different from The Counselor, though.
Well, yeah, obviously. I mean, but I mean, it was the same writer who wrote No Country for Old Men, so I mean, he kind of has a similar style. So I mean, it didn't get great reviews, but I can't remember exactly when No Country for Old Men came out if that got good reviews or not. But
It did. It was nominated.
Well, I know it won, but there's times where it gets mixed reviews, but it still gets nominated or wins. I mean, that's just people's opinion. But I still expect to see this film at the Academy Awards, despite the mixed reviews. So
Yeah, I mean the acting was great. I wouldn't mind seeing it again just to actually pay attention throughout the whole movie for it. But it looked like it was good though. I mean overall.
So was that girl really named Kathy?
I didn't want to talk. I wasn't talking. I was just more like shushing.
hey, it's worse than I think what happened at Bad Grandpa, where the lady
Talk
in
about
front
that
of us
lady.
was reading
That was weird.
with a book light.
That was weird. I've never seen anybody do that before.
I mean, thankfully she didn't do it through the movie. It was just through the trailers. But even that was weird.
Okay, and was it just me, or was there like certain scenes in that movie where it looked like she was in the movie?
In which parts?
There was like certain parts where it had like an old lady, and like Vic did it. He saw me do it a couple times too, where I kind of looked, was like, is that her in the in the movie?
That's why she went. So you saw The Counselor. Did you see anything else besides Bad Grandpa?
In theaters, no, but I finally saw that first part of The Hobbit, and it was quite amazing.
It was.
Can't wait for the
I
second
really
part.
I really need to watch it again because I totally forgot what happened because I saw it when it came out, but I haven't seen it since. So I need to watch it again. All right. Well, besides Bad Grandpa, I saw another movie. I saw a movie called Bernie, which was made in 2011. It was a Golden Globe nominated film. It was directed by Richard Linklater, who did School of Rock, Dazed and Confused. It starred Jack Black, of course, Shirley MacLaine, and Matthew McConaughey. Written by Skip Hollandsworth and Richard Linklater. It's a true story. In a small town, Texas, the local mortician strikes up a friendship with a wealthy widow. Though when he kills her, he goes to great lengths to create the illusion that she's alive. Pretty interesting story. It's they titled it as a black comedy, but I mean when it's a true story and there's murder involved, I don't know how you can really consider it. I mean, black comedy, but I don't know. It was I didn't really find myself laughing too much, other than at Jack Black because he comes off as a comedic actor even when he's not trying to be. But it was pretty interesting. It was a good movie. I think he got a Golden Globe nomination for that movie.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's on Netflix. You should check it out. But then the movie that we all saw
Yes, Bad Grandpa.
was directed by Jeff Tremaine, who did all the Jackass movies. Starred Johnny Knoxville and Jackson Nicole, who was Billy. And it was written by Jeff Tremaine, Spike Jonze, and Johnny Knoxville. It's about an 86-year-old Irving Zisman takes a trip from Nebraska to North Carolina to take his 8-year-old grandson Billy back to his real father.
Oh man,
And it got #1 at the box office, like we predicted. So
that movie, pretty damn hilarious.
I even told you guys at the end of the movie that it felt like I was laughing so hard that it felt, I mean, my mouth physically hurt. It felt like my wisdom tooth was coming in. That's how hard it made me laugh.
I started thinking about it too. Like, it's been a while since I've actually seen a movie where I was laughing so hard I was in tears. I think the last movie I did that with was This Is the End.
You said you cried a couple times.
I did cry a couple times. There were some scenes where I was like, didn't expect that to happen, but like, I mean, I don't want to give anything away, but like certain things I'm just like, oh my god.
I know.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what scene you're... I was laughing after that scene literally for like 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah, I
after
know.
that
You
scene,
and I both were.
Yeah.
after that
Like,
scene was over, I was still laughing.
yeah, I
Three of
think
us
it was
were.
like 5 minutes in, like after that scene like ended, and
Uh-huh.
like I'm still like laughing over it.
Yeah, it was great.
That restaurant scene was that's what I was talking about. Yeah, that I was laughing for at least another 15 minutes after that.
Oh man.
I really liked how at the in the end credits they showed the footage where they were telling everybody that they were filming a movie, because I mean I'm sure that they had done that with Jackass, but they never showed it.
Yeah.
So I mean it was just kind of cool that they actually
I
showed
also
it.
liked the fact that like, and we talked about this before too, like off air, how this one
Had a
actually
story.
had a story to it.
Yeah, that
Even
was
though it was like still shot like where it almost
Real
was, like,
footage.
yeah, real footage, but it was like there was a story.
yeah,
behind
it
it.
told a story, which I think that's one reason why. I mean, besides the fact that it had Johnny Knoxville in it, and it was Jackass Productions and stuff. But I mean, they should do more films like that where it tells a story, but it has real life situations, because it was great.
So, do you guys think there will be a Bad Grandpa too?
I think so.
There has to be, yeah.
I mean, after the successful weekend it had at the box office, I definitely think it should. And I liked how they paid paid their respects to Ryan Dunn there at the end.
Yes.
Except the Jackass in the theater.
Which I posted about that.
Yeah.
I wanted
Yeah,
to find
what
him,
a-
and he's like, "Oh, Ryan Dunn, blah blah blah," and I was like, "Where are you?
Yeah.
Where? Who said that?"
Too bad you didn't have like an actual flashlight where you like shined on him, like
Yeah.
you're dead.
You stop that.
But
Well,
yeah,
yeah.
overall, it's definitely something you should go see because
Quite hilarious, yes.
yes, quite hilarious. Definitely get your money's worth.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. But we're gonna dive right into the news right now. We're gonna talk about Entourage.
Which is a great show. Have you ever seen
Yes.
that show, Vic? Oh,
Haven't,
man, you
haven't
should-
gotten around to it yet.
It's
You
a
should
good
watch it.
show. It's an HBO series that ran for 8 seasons between 2004 and 2011. There were a lot of rumors last week of contract disputes, but this week it's now confirmed by Doug Ellen that the cameras are going to roll very shortly, actually.
Yeah, I had heard that it was Adrian Grenier. I don't know how to say his name. What's his last name?
Yeah, you like
It was the guy that
you
plays.
said it was
Vince.
the guy that plays.
Yeah.
And then
It was
you?
it was Jeremy Piven that apparently was holding up the contract.
well, yeah, I see that I could kind of understand a little bit more.
He's the best
like,
character.
He is the best character, and he knows it, which is why he's asking for.
A lot of money.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of people were blaming Adrian Grenier.
Yeah, see, when I heard that, I was like, that doesn't sound like him, because consider the fact he would have continued to do the series till he died practically, because he was into the role.
It's really his big break. He hasn't really done anything since then.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, he even he made a whole had a Twitter post about it, about how just talking about it's because Mark Wahlberg they originally asked Mark Wahlberg at LAX when it was going to happen, and he said when those guys stop being so greedy. So it sounded like it was more than one, but apparently Jeremy Piven was the last one that was holding out. So, but apparently they got a deal done, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah, well, I guess the film is said to pick up 6 months after the series ended, so 6 months, long time. So we could expect a lot of interesting things.
Yeah, I definitely want to see Vince's big break in that movie, or not that movie. Well, it will be a movie, but in this series,
Well, yeah,
continuing from the series.
not only that, but it's like I want to see where Johnny Drama goes.
Yeah, with his television, his cartoon
Johnny Bonanza.
Bonanzas.
Yeah,
I believe it was Bananas.
whatever.
Close enough. But yeah, I'm happy about that. About time.
It is.
I mean, when you have you make Sex in the City.
Yeah,
movies,
two Sex
two
and the
of
City
them.
movies, and then you have another spin-off series of it. I mean, come on.
Well, it's gonna be interesting, and you should watch that show, Vic, because it's great.
It is a good show.
I think Brian has it. It's right there.
I do. I have all of them.
You should
Yes,
definitely
he
watch
does.
it.
Wow.
Yeah, you should watch them.
Mhm.
All right. Well, last week, actually, the last couple of weeks, we've been talking about the 50 Shades of Grey movie with Charlie Hunnam dropping out. But they've already casted their new Christian Grey. After last week, it was speculated that it might be Alexander Skarsgård. It's actually confirmed by Variety in the news that Jamie Dornan is going to star as Christian Grey opposite Dakota Johnson in the film, which is said to be directed by Sam Taylor Johnson. It's kind of an unknown a little bit. I had never heard of him before, but he's mostly been on television. He's been in Once Upon a Time and The Fall. I've heard of Once Upon a Time, never heard of The Fall before. I don't know. So I mean, what's the initial reaction? I mean, you go from a Sons of Anarchy star who's kind of well known to a guy who's not so well known.
Well, I mean, obviously they're still both television stars, but I feel like they kind of took a step backwards. I mean, they went from a Sons of Anarchy star, who is a big star, to a smaller television star. You basically went from a popular television series that's on FX and whatnot to a CW star. It's like, I don't know.
I think it might be kind of smart to have a lesser known actor because
Probably. I mean, because if film doesn't do so well, then it's not going to really.
I mean I feel like people would have had higher expectations with Charlie Hunnam, and they might not have these higher expectations because they really don't know what to expect unless you've seen Once Upon a Time or anything. But
I don't know. I know.
I mean, Charlie Hunnam's more established.
I have heard that some people are not some people are excited about the new person playing Christian Grey, and some are not. So it's
People want to see like a Ryan Gosling play, and
Oh, yeah.
that won't happen.
yeah, it won't sadly, but
But Jamie Dornan is the new Christian Grey, so I don't know about that. But some more 50 Shades of Grey. I think this is the third week in a row that I've had two stories of 50 Shades of Grey back to back.
you've been bringing a lot of.
Well, it's been a lot of interesting news. I mean, ever since Charlie Hunnam dropped out, but
Are you like a secret diehard fan?
oh, absolutely.
Closet 50 Shades of Grey fan.
Yeah.
Closet.
It's on my nightstand, guys.
No, it is in his closet.
I read it every night.
In his closet.
No, but according to the Hollywood Reporter, the shoot, which was scheduled to begin early next month, will now be delayed until December 2nd, apparently giving the newly hired star, Jamie Dornan, a little more time to get into shape for the role. But on top of that, Variety's now reporting that Mark Bomback, who most recently worked on the script The Wolverine, he's been hired to doctor the script that was originally written by Kelly Marcel. But if you remember me talking a couple weeks ago, they had brought in another writer to do the same thing, Patrick Marber, and now they're bringing in another guy. So they got two guys who are repatching the script.
Yeah, they
so
tag
what's wrong
team
with
it? Are they tag teaming it or like?
That's an appropriate word to use for this film. Good job, Brian. No, I don't
Thank
know.
you.
I don't know what's the deal with that. I mean, is the script that bad or something?
I don't even know what to say to it.
I mean, they say that the production's being delayed because Jamie Dornan can get into shape for the role. Because I mean, he kind of has to. I mean, the way he's described, he's like really muscular and stuff. But I think it might be because the script's not ready, and then because of that, they're giving him more time to prepare for the role. But I think initially the main reason why is because the script's not where it needs to be right now.
More than likely, I think you're probably right on that. Like, I don't know if
I want to know how bad the script is right now. If it's if
I'm
they need
honestly-
two screenwriters to
Yeah,
come in
they-
and fix it.
to tag team it. I don't know. Something tells me like even when they have like these two screenwriters like vamp it, I don't know. It sounds like there's gonna be a lot of problems with it.
Just
Sounds
sounds like
like
it's
it's
pretty
fine.
bad already.
Yeah.
If you need two writers to write one story,
Well, that's two
You
on
know.
top of the original writer.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
So there's gonna be three writers that get credit for this when it's all said and done. So I don't know. That's interesting.
kind of a three-way going on
Yeah.
with those writers, I guess.
They're just trying to get as many people involved in this movie. Right?
We went from tag team to three-way.
Yeah. Hey, it's like I said, it's appropriate for this movie.
Well, let's get away from the 50 Shades of Grey. Let's talk about Horrible Bosses 2 again. Last week I mentioned Chris Pine
Yeah.
joining the cast. Well, it was rumored last week that Christopher Waltz was going to be playing a part into this film, and now this week it is now confirmed that he's going to be in Horrible Bosses 2 and playing the dad of Chris Pine's character. It's a father-son duo that end up stealing the main character's idea for a new invention. So you got Chris Pine, Christopher Waltz joining Jason Bateman, Jason Sudeikis, Charlie Day, and Jamie Foxx in Horrible Bosses 2.
A two-time Academy Award winner.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but I'm like really excited to see this now.
Yeah. Well, in recent past, he's been one of my favorite actors. I mean, he's just, oh man, he's a good character actor. I mean, 2 Academy Awards for 2 Tarantino movies. You know, he's got his shit down, but I'm surprised that he would actually take this role. I mean, he was in the Muppets. Or he's going to be in the Muppet sequel, so I mean,
Yeah.
he's taking roles everywhere, so I don't know, that's going to be interesting. Chris Pine and all of them.
Yeah, well, Waltz recently won his second Academy Award for his work in Django Unchained and provided a voice for the animated adventure Epic, and he'll next be seen in Terry Gilliam's The Zero Theorem. Coming to theaters on November 26, 2014, Horrible Bosses 2 is produced by Brett Ratner and Jay Stern. So definitely a movie you want to check out.
Yeah, he's been getting a lot of work. He's going to be in that Tim Burton biopic Big Eyes, which is about an artist, so he's getting a lot of interesting work.
I mean, a lot of his films that I've seen, for the most part, all of them have been good. I think there's only one I've seen where I was like, okay, bad
What?
choice.
The Green Hornet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But other than that, like every other movie I've seen him in, like,
He's
well
damn
done,
good,
well
yeah.
done.
He's really, really good. Yeah, I really like him.
Well, I guess we can talk about this. We've talked about it a long time ago. It's been a while since we talked about like the Expendables. We talked about how they were going to do a female version of the Expendables, which is now called Expendables.
Clever.
I thought that was
Yeah.
a typo when I first read
Well,
that.
I thought it was,
I was
too.
like,
I was like,
again, another
what did they do? Well, because of the Expendables and Expendables 2 being so so successful, apparently this is going through now because now there's talks that Meryl Streep, Cameron Diaz, and Milia Jovovich are in talks to star in this movie that's going to be shot in Bulgaria. That's pretty big.
Is there going to actually be some sort of like action sequences involved with these actresses?
I have no idea.
Because Meryl Streep is, she's Asian.
She is Asian, but I mean, if she like,
It sounded like we said she is
I
Asian.
know, I know, I stopped for a minute too because it did sound like I said she's
she
Asian.
is Asian.
She
No,
is Asian.
She's
Or-
aging, yeah. That's what we said.
she's a Academy Award winner, so I'm sure she could play Asian.
She probably could.
But
I wouldn't doubt it.
I don't know if they're able to like get her into this movie. That's pretty big.
Yeah, I think she's the greatest American actress today that's still alive.
Oh yeah, she's a living legend.
She's been nominated, I don't know how many times. You need 4 or 5 hands to count it. And she used to be pretty fucking hot back in the day. I don't know about you guys. I don't know if you've seen her when she was younger.
Yeah, I have. And
Wow.
I've been on this earth longer than you have, so
I know.
I've seen her.
And Lucy Liu and who else? Lucy Liu.
You said Lucy Liu?
No,
It wasn't
it's
Lucy?
Meryl Streep, Cameron Diaz, and Emilia Jovovich.
They should get
Cameron
Lucy Liu
Diaz?
though.
Yes.
Really?
Lucy Liu, Gina Carano,
Yeah, they should get. Yeah, Lucy
Somebody
Liu. That would
actually-
make more sense
Yeah.
than like.
Cameron Diaz.
Yeah.
Can we get Scarlett Johansson on this?
Yeah, please.
There you go.
I'm down
Anne
for that.
Hathaway,
Yeah, Anne Hathaway.
Who else?
Michelle Rodriguez, of course.
No, well,
I don't-
unless she dies, that's all like.
She dies in everything.
True.
She really does. I don't
I
understand.
can't stand her really. I'd say Jessica Biel. She's kind of cute.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I can make a whole list of
Jessica Alba.
she's okay. I don't know. I can make a list of female.
I think Amy Adams is
actresses.
pretty hot.
Amy Adams is hot. Emma
Yeah.
Stone.
Yeah. We're just gonna sit here and list a bunch of actresses here.
Like I said, I could go on for a while, but I'm not going to. But Expendables.
Expendables. That'd be kind of cool with Meryl Streep headlining. She's
Yeah,
she's one of the greatest actresses.
That's pretty crazy. I mean, if you think about it, like that's not a bad list so far. I mean, yeah, Expendables. You had like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, Bruce Willis. I mean, the list goes on. So
Yeah.
that's not a bad list so far.
Stone Cold Steve Austin was in the first one.
Yeah.
They literally had everybody you could possibly think of in those movies. And I still haven't
Jean-Claude
seen
Van
them.
Damme. You haven't
Yeah.
seen the second one?
I haven't seen either one.
I keep telling them to watch them because they're really good.
I'm not really into action movies.
What?
Yeah, I'm not.
Well, the first one will turn you into a man for sure.
It will.
Mm-hmm. It'll put chest on your hair,
Yeah, put
hair
chest-
on your chest,
They'll
and
put
everything.
chest on your chest.
It'll give you a deep voice, and it'll make you a man.
I might have
Like
to
I
watch
was
it.
like I'll admit like when that first Expendable movies
it's
came
great.
out, I was like hesitant because I didn't know how well it would do, but it was probably the best action movie I've seen that year when it came out.
It's basically like an '80s movie, kind of turned into like a modern.
Yeah.
It's like all
modern
the
times,
people
yeah.
from Planet Hollywood, that restaurant, like the people that invested in that restaurant, like Stallone, Schwarzenegger, and Willis. They all kind of like,
Bruce Willis.
yeah, they kind of just threw it all back into the pot again and made a movie.
But they're good though, so
Yes, they are very good.
All right. Well,
It's time for Vic's pick.
oh man, I actually have a guitar solo. Hang on, let me play that real quick.
Vic's pick.
I wasn't sure how long I was supposed to play that.
that was
but
You
actually
can
me.
play it as long.
A little
I
bit longer.
felt bad because I didn't have my phone to hold up or a lighter.
any
like,
lighters?
That was actually me shredding on the guitar over here. Guys.
Well, that was actually my friends in Cynical. Thanks very much, guys, for letting me use that. Appreciate it. But on to the actual Vic's picks, if I can find it here. Did you guys guess what it was from the sneak?
I tried.
I kept looking at the picture and I could not remember.
No, I did not know.
But it did look like Brett though.
You always pick movies that I don't know, which is great.
Which is good, right?
Yeah.
Well, this time it's actually 1985's cult horror comedy Reanimator.
Reanimator.
Oh yeah, see, it's
You haven't seen that one. It's
Never
directed
heard
by
of it.
Stuart Gordon. He actually helped write Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, like the movies.
Mm-hmm.
Starring Jeffrey Combs, who was also in The Frighteners, which was also almost a Vic's pick, and Bruce Abbott, who I was checking his page and stuff. He hasn't really done too much after that. So kind of like some unknown actors, kind of everybody's a little unknown. But it is about a dedicated student at a medical college and his girlfriend. They become experts in bizarre experiments centering around the reanimation of dead tissue when an odd new student arrives on campus. That's the guy that looks like you. So it, like I said, it came out in 1985. This first weekend, it actually didn't even come close to cracking the top 10. It only made $543,000. Yeah. Let's see what else is there. IMDb has it as 7.2, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
It's not bad. Roger Ebert actually had it at 3 out of 4 stars on his own personal page. Also not bad.
Jeez, Roger Ebert watched every movie
He
imaginable.
really did.
hey, when you're a film critic, you gotta watch everything.
Yeah. It all ended up making $2 million. Its budget was around $900,000, so it actually made
Made money.
Made a lot of money, yeah. And then stealing some of your guys' segments, the fun facts from this movie. Oh.
Oh.
Vic's pick
Uh-oh.
just got deep.
I just stepped it up right there. James Cameron's father actually has a cameo in this movie.
Really?
James
Cameron
Cameron's
has a
father.
father?
Well, he had to come from somewhere. Unless he came from like an egg or something.
I thought he just came like the Terminators did.
What came first, James Cameron or the egg or something? You know?
I just thought he came like the Terminators did.
And the first man who was reanimated in the movie was actually Arnold Schwarzenegger's body double,
Really?
which is also kind of ironic because the number one movie in America when this came out was Arnold's Commando.
That is kind of ironic.
So kind of ironic.
Hmm.
But it is on Netflix. It's about an hour and 26 minutes, and it's actually for like an 80s movie. It's pretty like gory and like actually kind of, I don't know, like not futuristic, but it's like for being 80, whatever it was, like it's really good.
So definitely it'll take you back to the 80s for sure.
Yeah, it's kind of a dark comedy too, so you might not find it funny. It's like kind of sarcastic, but it's
honestly,
like
I'm sure if I showed you some of the 80 movies I watched growing
It'd be
up,
pretty
you'd
funny.
be like, you'd be like, what the heck?
it's pretty
hell?
sarcastic. Like there's a lot of like sarcasm in the movie, and I actually love sarcasm, so
Oh,
it works pretty well.
Who doesn't?
You guys
Yeah.
really think I look like this guy?
Well, like at a glance, maybe
At a glance.
at a glance.
No comment.
Because I'm just looking at the poster right now, and I'm just,
Well, the poster's a little bit different than the picture that
Yeah.
I posted, but
and it's not even. It's
it's like
It's
animated.
yeah.
But it's not an animated movie. The poster is just animated, so go ahead and check them out.
Animator.
Good pick.
There you go.
Good pick for Vic's pick.
Do you keep like a list of all the Vic's picks that you do?
I do. Yeah, it's actually on my phone here
All right, good.
Why?
We need to keep those sort of things, and we need to keep track
for
of like
history.
yeah, like the end of the year, like who got the most box office predictions right, which
Kinda
Brian will have
some
none
stats.
at the end of the year.
Probably not.
But I figure since it's Halloween
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
pretty much the last Halloween-esque we'll have obviously for like about a year.
Yeah,
Why not watch? It's not really like a zombie movie, but go ahead and check it out during Halloween.
yeah.
Let me know what you guys
And
think.
it came out around Halloween too.
It did.
Perfect.
Well,
It's
we're
all
going to
just
take
Halloween.
a quick break, and when we come back, some weekly horror film facts. So don't go away. And yeah, we're back.
We're back and better than
And yeah.
ever. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're back.
Well, last week we had some horror film facts, and considering the fact that this is
Last chance to get him in.
last chance to get him in, that's what she said. I decided that we should just go ahead and do some more horror film facts. So here we go. Worldwide ticket sales for the Saw franchise put it at just shy of $1 billion, making it the highest earning horror franchise globally. The entire franchise. Yet the first one's the only good one, I think.
Yeah. Let's not even get into this again. We've talked about it many times. It's overplayed.
It really is. In Evil Dead 2, you can see Freddy Krueger's glove from Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
It's hanging above the door in the tool shed.
Yup.
Never knew that.
Oh yeah.
Everyone's favorite kids movie was Almost That Much Better. Leonardo DiCaprio was offered the lead in Hocus Pocus originally. Have you guys seen that movie?
Yeah.
I put a spell on you.
I love that movie.
And now I just saw like they had a commercial for it on I think it was the Disney Channel the other day.
Why were you on the Disney Channel?
I was flipping through the channels
Mm-hmm.
and I saw it, so I stopped because I remember every Halloween you guys would watch that.
Yeah, we actually have the DVD still, so.
Oh, do you? I didn't even know you had the DVD.
Brianna does, I don't. But yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Honestly,
that would have been weird.
I used to watch that all the time because I thought Sarah Jessica Parker looked hot in that movie.
That's before she became a horse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she
She was
much.
pretty hot back then, yeah.
She did look hot back then.
But yeah, that would have been
Why the long face?
that would have been weird though, right? Leo in that film, kind of weird.
Can't see that. Maybe if he played the cat.
Zachary Binks. It was yeah. It would have been what's his name, Max. That's the lead role's name, I think. Yep. But that's those are the weekly cinema horror film facts.
There you go.
Nice, very nice. Well, unscripted movie scene, Sally. Not horror films this week. There were none left on the list. I already did all of them.
You only had 3. That's all. That's all. That's it. That's it.
That's all they had.
3?
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
That's a shitty website.
No, it's not a shitty website. It's just they didn't really have much for horror films.
Apparently.
But first one is from Casablanca.
Hmm.
The scene of Rick Blaine, which was played by Humphrey Bogart, putting Isa Lunn which is played by Ingrid Bergman, and Victor Laszlo, which was played by Paul Henreid, on a plane bound for America with the help of Captain Louis Renault, which was played by Claude Rains, is chock full of memorable lines, but the line listed as the number 5 in AFI's 100 years, 100 movie quotes, wasn't even part of the original script. According to reports, Bogart said the phrase, "Here's looking at you, kid," multiple times to Bergman while teaching her to play poker between takes.
It's always the best lines that were improvised.
Yeah. Pretty cool. I never knew that.
Classic film.
Yeah. And finally, from The Fugitive. In the famous showdown between Richard Kimball, which was played by Harrison Ford, a doctor wrongly accused of murdering his wife, and U.S. Marshal Samuel Gerard, which was played by Tommy Lee Jones, Kimball gets the jump on Gerard in the sewers. Instead of shooting the marshal and making things worse, Kimball pleads his case to him, saying, "I didn't kill my wife." Gerard, with a sober tone and intense look on his face, responds with a simple but brilliant and ad-libbed piece of dialogue, "I don't care." The line wasn't part of the script, but those 3 words reinforced to Kimball and audiences that it didn't matter to Gerard whether the doctor was guilty or innocent of the crimes for which he was accused of. He was going to get his man no matter what.
Which is really a great line because it does fit the character. I mean, he wanted to catch the fugitive, and he didn't care. He was on a mission. He just wanted to get the guy. So yeah, Tommy Lee Jones is a
Yeah.
He always plays like a sheriff or a cop or something.
He's got that look down.
He does.
He looks like he's a type of person
Yeah.
that would have a sheriff
Skills.
type, yeah,
of
the
that.
skills. Not only
Yeah.
the skills, but just like the authority.
Yeah.
Respect his authority.
And even in Lincoln, he kind of played. I mean, he didn't play like a sheriff or a cop, but he played a similar role. He had authority, he had power, which was. He's just a great actor.
Absolute power.
Jesus,
All
pretty
right.
good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was definitely good. Are you running low on these unscripted movie scenes?
No, I actually, I think I have maybe 4 more left. I believe.
4 in total. So you got 2 weeks left of this.
I believe so. I could be wrong. I may have a little bit more. I don't know, but I know it's gearing up toward the end.
How depressing. All right, well, we're gonna talk about some films a couple films here that are getting pushed back and some that are getting pushed forward for release dates. The Wolf of Wall Street, Martin Scorsese's film, which at first was pushed back and we didn't know when it was going to be released, but they finally came out with a new release date. The Wrap reports that Paramount Pictures shifted the film to Christmas Day from its original November 15th date. So we might have another competitor when we go see a movie on Christmas Day. Should I start doing it too? But the film was. I mean, people were kind of freaking out. I mean, it was in jeopardy of even releasing in 2013, and people were claiming that the movie's runtime was almost 3 hours long, and it wouldn't.
Martin Scorsese picture, man.
And it might not even be releasable, and it was possibly going to earn a NC-17 rating because of it. But
Wow.
I mean, the film apparently got trimmed down. It's going to be released on Christmas now, and it's still going to be in the Oscar race. But I mean, you see this happen all the time, and it makes me wonder. I
Well,
mean,
yeah, they moved.
was the push to actually give the editors more time to make the film shorter, or I mean, like we've seen in the past, it might have just been a maneuver to help its Oscar run, which
I
we
think
see all the
maybe- I
time.
think maybe it probably has a little bit to do with both.
Probably.
I mean, I didn't even know it was that long until you mentioned it, but wow. But I think mostly it probably has to do with the Oscar contentionship.
Yeah, we always see those sort of strategic moves, like Spike Jonze' movie Her, that got pushed back. It was supposed to come out sometime in December, but that got pushed into 2014. But another Oscar movie, an Oscar contender, George Clooney's The Monuments Men was delayed, which makes me kind of sad. That was supposed to come out around Christmas time, but
They basically kind of just swapped each other.
yeah, it's
I'll trade you this movie for that one.
yeah,
Okay.
it's being delayed until 2014.
That easy.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to swap lunches?
Sure. There you go. But according to the Los Angeles Times, George Clooney's Monuments Men will not be able to make its December 18th release and will now come out sometime early 2014. The alleged reason for the delay is that the movie won't have enough time to complete all the necessary visual effects. Clooney went on to say, "We just didn't have enough time, if any of the effects look cheesy, the whole movie would look cheesy, and we simply don't have enough people to work enough hours to finish it. But honestly, I mean, what visual effects need to be in this movie? It's not really too much of an action movie. Like it takes place during World War II, but they're not really in combat. They're trying to save, art.
Who knows?
So that's what I'm saying. I mean, like,
honestly, who knows? I mean, we've only seen the trailer, but like, they're not going to really show us like everything from the trailer. So I mean, who knows what?
When it has to do with visual effects, you might hear something for like, if it was like a summer blockbuster, you might hear something like that where it gets delayed because of visual effects or whatever. But I don't know. I think the true reason, again, is because not because of they need time to get their visual effects finished, but it's because of trying to help their Oscar campaign. I mean, a lot of films do that. They move their release dates in hopes that it's going to help their chances of winning an Oscar, and we see that every single year. Next year, we're going to talk about films that are getting pushed back because of that reason. But that's their alleged story.
So in other words, you think they should have came up with a better excuse?
Yeah, because like I said, there's not visual effects.
Well, because they're making a hologram Hitler. That's why.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what it is.
Hologram Hitler coming soon.
I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know. That's just. I'm sure we're gonna have some more dates pushed back. Like like I said, Spike Jonze movie, Her got pushed back, but we never talked about that. But
we're gonna probably have a lot more of these to come.
Happens all the time. All right, well, speaking of the Academy Awards, we've been talking about probably the biggest competitor at the Academy Awards will be 12 Years a Slave, which is already out in select theaters. Hasn't came out in here, I don't think.
No.
Which I'm very disappointed about. I definitely want to see it. But the screenwriter for that film, I mean, this movie's getting a lot of great reviews from what I've heard so far. But the screenwriter, Variety reports that the veteran screenwriter John Ridley has been hired by MGM to rewrite the screenplay for the proposed Ben-Hur remake. And Ben-Hur, of course, it was done in 1959, and it won 11 Academy Awards, including Best Picture. So I think this is the first time that a Best Picture winner has ever been remade, which is kind of weird.
Hopefully they do it right. I mean, that'd be kind of sad, like if they remake this and they butcher it.
John Ridley recently wrote the screenplay for the adapted novel and series Oscar contender 12 Years a Slave, and might earn himself an Oscar for Best Adapted Screenplay. Like I said, Ben-Hur was a 1959 classic film which won 11 Academy Awards. So yeah, it's definitely going to be a difficult task for John Ridley, but I mean, if they were to have anybody, I feel like they made a good choice. MGM Studios did by getting somebody who wrote a serious Oscar contender for this year. But like I said, it might be kind of risky to make such a classic film that's won 11 Academy Awards.
Oh yeah, I mean personally, I feel like something like like Ben-Hur with 11 Academy Awards, like it's a cult classic. To like remake it, I don't know. It's kind of, for me, like something I personally probably wouldn't have done or do, but like, I don't know.
Well, I feel like and obviously they are doing it, but I feel like they've got a pretty good screenwriter to do it. I mean, he adapted the novel for 12 Years a Slave. I think he'll probably win the Academy Award for Best Adapted Screenplay. So, I mean, this movie's been done before, so it's kind of like he's making another adaptation. So, if adaptations is his thing, then maybe this will be right up his alley. But I don't know, kind of like, and like when we heard that they were remaking East of Eden, they're remaking all these classic films, which could be kind of controversial for people who were real, lovers of those films. I mean, I've seen East of Eden, so I heard they're splitting it into two parts. Part 1, Part 2.
It's kind of weird, but
I mean, at least they're remaking, something
Good
that's already
movie.
good.
Yeah.
So hopefully it's not.
yeah, but that's just
bad
it though.
or-
Yeah.
They could make good movies, like remake movies, and not be. I mean, Great Gatsby, prime example. The original is a great film. The new one, from what you said, does not even compare.
The only problem I really had with The Great Gatsby was that they had the way it was scored, the music in the film did not fit the timepiece. There was rap songs in there, and it's like it takes place in the 1920s. I mean, you got to have, if you're gonna have a timepiece, you got to have it, jazz music, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's really the only problem I had with it. But yeah, when you make a movie that's a classic, it's kind of hard to live up to what it was.
You got to have everything from the music to the acting if you want it to be just
The
as good as the
visuals
original.
and stuff too.
Yeah.
Visual
Exactly.
set pieces,
That's
everything.
That's probably the only advantage it really has is that visually, with all the technology today, they could do so much more than what they were able to do in 1959. I could definitely see it probably being Academy Award nominated though, because of it being Academy Award winner before. So I don't know. It'll be interesting when they start casting for it.
Well, we're going to talk about biopics. Always one of my favorite topics on the show. It was actually announced 3 years ago, but writer-director Stephen Conrad's still untitled biopic of John Belushi has finally found its leading man. And it's actually a guy that I never would have expected.
Yeah.
Emil Hirsch is going to be playing John Belushi.
Yeah. See, I actually had this on my. I was gonna put this in. It was even before that was announced. They had a list of potential people, and he was one of them. But it was just a list of potential people who could play. I can't remember exactly.
I think I remember.
I can't remember who else was on
I
it.
think I remember the list.
But yeah, Emil Hirsch was the one that stood out. I was like, that's kind of
Like awkward.
a little interesting. I mean, he sort of looks like a younger version of John Belushi, but I don't know how they're gonna go about that.
I don't know, but apparently he got Judith Belushi, the widow of John Belushi's blessing, as well as Dan Aykroyd,
Well, that's good.
who was obviously John Belushi's sidekick in the Blues Brothers. So obviously they feel comfortable with Emil Hirsch playing John Belushi, but on the day he turned 30, John starred in America's #1 movie, Animal House, starred in the #1 late night show, Saturday Night Live, and had recorded the #1 album, Briefcase Full of Blues, all from a guy who was never supposed to make it out from behind the cash register of his family's Chicago diner. How did this Albion immigrant son capture a nation's imagination and come to embody all the glory and tragedy of the American dream? It was one high price, high speed, short-lived wild ride.
Well, he's Emil Hirsch. I mean,
I'm glad he's
been in
getting
a lot of
work though.
great
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah, I'm glad he's getting work because he actually is a pretty good actor.
Yeah, he's
so
a damn good actor.
Yep.
I think the one film I did not see him in that was bad was Speed Racer.
yeah, that was probably one of his down points. But I mean, Alpha Dog.
Into the Wild, Milk,
Lords of Dogtown.
Lords of Dogtown.
I feel like he was in Taking Woodstock. Was he?
I believe he was.
That was an interesting movie. So I
He
mean,
also
but-
has a Lone Survivor coming out too, which
Yeah.
looks pretty good.
yeah, he's gotten steady work, but he's never really had his big break. And biopics is
A good way.
a big way to do it. But he's gonna really have to research John Belushi. He's gonna have to watch all of his films.
Well,
he's gonna have to really get into the role.
He's got some great resources.
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
does. Friends, family. So yeah, he's definitely got the advantage to do so. But he's gonna have to really get into the role because it's got to be believable.
Yes.
But I think a pretty good choice.
I think so too.
Especially
Damn
with
good choice.
prosthetics, how we were looking at Ben Foster being Lance Armstrong.
Yeah,
Anything's
yeah.
possible now. Really.
yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Very
Because
true.
he's pretty slender. He's not really. He doesn't look like the type of build that John Belushi was. So yeah, prosthetics they can definitely do it.
Well, continuing on with biopics, we have another story of a biopic movie, one that we had mentioned before on the show. Elton John Rocket Man biopic. They have finally found their leading man. And believe it or not, I thought it was going to be Justin Timberlake, but it's not.
I still think it should be.
It's going to be Tom Hardy playing Elton John.
In which I don't have a problem with Tom Hardy. I mean, he's a great actor, but I don't know. Justin Timberlake really he made me believe that he was
he
Elton
had the
John.
look down,
yeah.
especially when we saw that video.
And he's even got the musical background already.
Yeah. Well, Rocketman is described as being a larger-than-life movie musical spectacular that tells the story of a child prodigy turned music legend. John will re-record many of his iconic hits to parallel the emotional beats of the film. Me personally, I would really like to see Justin Timberlake because he looked damn near like Elton John, but Tom Hardy is a freaking badass actor. He's an awesome actor, and I think that's a great pick.
Yeah, I
as
think
far-
It will be kind
Yeah.
of weird seeing him play Elton John, though.
As far as the acting, I mean, of course he has it down, but he's still really big from being Bane, right? Isn't he still
yeah,
like bigger? Elton John's kind of
not as yeah.
not necessarily. I mean, he's not petite or anything, but compared to how Tom Hardy is, like his build, he's gonna have to slim down
I'm
quite a
sure.
lot.
I'm sure the way they shoot the film, though, if they like what kind of lens they can make it look to where he's not as big, but I don't know.
He's gonna like rip out of his shirt every time.
It looks like Elton John on steroids.
Well, the film is scheduled to shoot in the fall of 2014, so it's going to be here before we know it.
I'd actually want to watch that though.
Indiana
Yeah,
Jones. What's that?
I'd actually want to watch that.
Oh, I do
Yeah.
too.
Elton John's pretty cool.
I think for Justin Timberlake, because of the fact that he actually had to do something to where he had to get into the role of Elton John, and like I said, he's got the musical background. I mean, I think Tom Hardy's the better actor between the two, but Justin Timberlake's got the credentials to do that. But I think it's a good pick. I mean, he's a great actor. Inception, Dark Knight Rises, Lawless, Warrior. It's gonna be, yeah, that's gonna be very, very interesting to see.
Honestly, like Tom Hardy is, and he's to me, he's already an A-list actor. I'm surprised like he hasn't had any nominations yet for any of his films, but
Not Academy Award nominations.
not
anyway.
yet. But I can see it soon,
Yeah, I could too. Maybe for this film. Maybe.
quite possibly.
All right, well, we're going to talk a little Batman here. For all the people who are still on the fence about the Ben Affleck thing, I don't know if Brian's yet a believer. Are you a believer yet, Brian?
I haven't seen any footage, so how can I believe?
You don't need to see footage, just the fact that Ben Affleck's playing Batman, because at first, I mean, you didn't sound like you were too enthused.
Well, me personally, I still feel like they could have had a better choice in him, but like, you can't do any worse.
Oh, no, you could. You could do a lot worse. You could bring back George Clooney.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could have...
Or put like Channing Tatum in the suit.
Yeah.
That's worse.
You could have gone a lot worse, I think. But he recently spoke with 411's Al Norton about the project. And he said, initially, I was reluctant as I felt I didn't fit the traditional mold. But once Zach showed me the concept and that it would be both different from the great movies that Chris and Christian made, but still in keeping with tradition, I was excited. Doing something different and new is always tricky, and part of the thrill and the risk is that initially it confounds expectations. The truth is, it's the movie and the execution of it is what all the actors depend on, and I believe in Zach's vision. Al Norton, the man who was interviewing him, said, Warner Brothers CEO Kevin Teixeira recently said that this version of Batman would be tired and weary in season and had been doing it for a while. Is that how you envisioned him as well, and what would you add to the description on the Bruce Wayne side of things? And Ben Affleck said, yes, Kevin described it aptly. I don't want to go further because I want to be able to capitalize on what is new about this iteration by having it be a surprise to the audience. So, I mean, for people who were reluctant about accepting the fact that he was going to play Batman, it should make you feel better that he was reluctant to even play Batman himself. And I feel like anybody
Well,
new that had done that would feel that way.
Well, yeah, I mean that's a big role to like step into. So,
But I like the fact that he doesn't really necessarily care about how people think he's going to portray it, just as long as he does it the way Zack Snyder envisioned it. Because, I mean, Zack Snyder did a great job with Man of Steel. So I trust him that he's got a good vision for what Batman's going to be. So, I don't know, just to hear that he was reluctant, but he likes Zack Snyder's vision really makes me think that, I mean, Ben Affleck's a great filmmaker.
yeah, he is.
I mean, the film that he directed won Academy Award. So if he thinks Zack Snyder's vision's good for Batman, then I think it's going to be a good Batman. But it was just kind of interesting to hear that he was kind of reluctant to play Batman at first.
Oh, yeah, see, I'm not surprised by that.
So hopefully we just made some people believers in Ben Affleck.
They
But
should be. They should be.
yeah,
I
I think me and Vic are like
we're
we're
like
big
pro.
be-
yeah,
yeah.
we're pro Ben Affleck, pro Ben being Batman.
yeah,
so.
we're big believers in Ben Affleck.
Yep.
All right, and finally here to top off the news, some pretty big Star Wars news that kind of just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, that was the first curveball, I guess you can say.
Yeah. I wouldn't. I mean, I guess you could say is the kind of the first speed bump, but in a way they recovered quickly.
Yeah, they did.
The script, and this might be why we haven't heard any confirmations on cast, which makes sense now. StarWars.com announced that Michael Arndt has left the project and that J.J. Abrams and Lawrence Kasdan have taken over screenwriting duties for the project. There is no explanation in regard to why the screenwriter has left the project, but Lucasfilm president and Star Wars producer Kathleen Kennedy is optimistic about the changes. She said, "I'm very excited about the story we have in place and thrilled to have Larry and JJ working on the script. There are very few people who fundamentally understand the way a Star Wars story works like Larry, and it is nothing short of incredible to have him even more deeply involved in its return to the big screen. JJ, of course, is an incredible storyteller in his own right. Michael Arndt has done a terrific job bringing us to this point, and we have an amazing filmmaking and design team in place already prepping for production." So Michael Arndt, who was originally hired, he is an Academy Award winning screenwriter. He's done films like Little Miss Sunshine, which won him his Oscar. He wrote Toy Story 3. He's done a lot of animation. He wrote Brave, which was also that one. The film won Best Animation. He wrote Oblivion. And I actually didn't know this, but he wrote the screenplay for The Hunger Games Catching Fire, which is coming out in about 3 weeks or so.
Nice.
But it was rumored, and I think this may be the reason why he got off the script, is that while writing Episode 7, he was following the original outline that George Lucas had made for Episode 7. So perhaps that might be the reason, but it kind of contradicts what we heard earlier, that George Lucas was always talking to J.J. Abrams about Star Wars. I mean, Abrams didn't necessarily have to take his advice, but the fact that he was always talking to George Lucas about Star Wars made you believe that some of George Lucas's ideas probably will be in Star Wars, but I don't think they wanted the entire script to be based off Lucas's outline. They wanted, new blood.
Yeah, otherwise we would have another South Park episode of Star Wars being raped.
But I mean, Lawrence Kasdan, he wrote The Empire Strikes Back. He wrote Return of the Jedi, and he was actually already planned to write Episode 8. But now he's going to be writing Episode 7 with J.J. Abrams. So, I mean, and Empire Strikes Back is considered probably the best Star Wars movie out of all of them. And he wrote it, so you got to feel pretty confident with that. But I don't know how much J.J. Abrams is going to be involved in the screenwriting, because the last screenplay he wrote was Super 8, which was good. But I mean, I want to see his influence on the screenplay, because I mean, he is a sci-fi genius.
I wish I could talk Star Wars with George Lucas all the time.
I
just ask him random questions and
he is
just talk Star Wars with him.
I could literally see it, the whole monologue of that whole you just ask random questions where you're just like, enough.
He's crazy on Star Wars. He just wants to.
I mean, we could just go to
everything
Modesto.
Star
That's
Wars.
fine.
Yeah. Does he actually?
I don't think he
live in
lives there
Modesto?
anymore, but
I think he lives in San Francisco.
Somewhere.
That's where his
Yeah.
at
where
Lucas
Lucas-
Ranch or something,
Yeah.
or
Probably
Skywalker
does.
Ranch. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. That's kind of. I think now I wanted to know where the where the script was, how far into it he had gotten, because I mean they're supposed to be filming in January, 2 months from now. So I don't know if he was done with the script, Michael Arndt. I don't know if he was done and they're just gonna go back and rewrite everything, or if they're gonna completely, or I mean if they were gonna go back and doctor it. But if they're gonna go back and rewrite the entire script, you only got 2 months to do it. So I don't know exactly where it's going to go. I don't know if it's... A lot of people think it's going to push the release date back a little bit.
More than likely it will.
But I like it now that it's in Lawrence Kasdan's hands, because he was the best... He's
done it before, too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I mean...
And you have J.J. Abrams.
Yeah. So, I mean, I feel like it's... I mean, I like Michael Arndt. He's done some good screenplays. He's an Academy Award winner, but... He never done Star Wars. The fact that they have someone who's done Star Wars before, and they got the director as well writing it, it's gonna be pretty good, I think.
Still on a great direction.
I think so.
And that's our news.
Yep.
Well, before we get to the new releases, trailer of the week:
That's what I forgot.
The Secret Life of Walter Mitty.
Which is a trailer that I had suggested about a month back, but they've actually... I mean, it works because they have actually came out with multiple trailers for it
Yeah,
now.
they really have. It stars
Ben Stiller.
Ben Stiller, and he actually directs the movie as well.
Yeah.
Which is Not his first film. Probably won't be his last film he directs either. It's about an officer worker who lives inside fantasy worlds where he gets to live an adventurous life while romancing his coworker. Sets off a global journey to fix things when both of their jobs are threatened.
Have you seen the trailer, Vic?
I have, yeah. It has the brother from Step Brothers in it too.
Yeah.
With like a really weird beard.
Adam McKay, is that his name?
Something.
I think that's his name.
Yeah, I think that is.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks interesting. I was thinking initially at first that it might be maybe Oscar contender, but I'm not so sure now.
Who knows?
It would probably. I mean, it's. I read a list of like people like predictions, and there's like good chances. I mean, this was like on the outside chance. It had a small chance of getting some sort of nominations, but I don't think it will. But it looks really good.
Honestly, like, it's hard to predict right now, like, what's gonna get in and what won't. 'Cause,
Especially for
there's
you
some
right now.
movies where I
Yeah.
can guarantee you, like, they're gonna say this movie's gonna get in, and it's gonna be a total letdown, and like it will just vanish. But this movie, I don't know. It's a great possibility. The trailer looks amazing.
Yeah, it does.
It's coming out December 25th, Christmas Day. This is probably the first year
Well, there's a lot.
where there's a lot of movies coming out on Christmas Day where like almost all of them look pretty damn good.
Yeah, it's gonna be wonderful predicting. By the way, I was looking at the calendar. I don't know how we're gonna do movie talk on the week of Christmas because it's on Christmas Eve. So we might want to start planning ahead, guys. Because I don't know how that's gonna work out.
We'll have to do like 2 the week before or something.
Maybe, or do it like on a Monday. I don't know.
Have some eggnog, sing some Christmas carols.
I'm so ready for that. I mean, the next time we do a show will be in November, and I love that time of year. November, December, it's the best.
Holiday season.
Yeah.
Well,
Indeed.
that is our trailer for the week. Secret Life of Walter Mitty. Check it out. And now down to the new releases. We have 3 movies to talk about. 1 animated film, 1 sci-fi, and 1 comedy.
You know that's gonna mess us up.
Oh yeah, I already know. I probably should not even like predict my like.
Yeah, Brian,
box office.
you're not gonna.
I already know I'm gonna get it wrong.
Yeah, you're not predicting.
I'm kind of feeling lucky this week, so we'll see.
I feel kind of good about this one.
I feel unlucky.
Oh
Well,
man, you're not gonna ever get out of the slump with
Well,
that
now with that,
attitude.
yeah, now with that attitude.
well, the comedy movie that comes out this Friday is Las Vegas, which stars Robert De Niro, Michael Douglas, Morgan Freeman, and Kevin Kline. Its 360-something friends take a break from their day-to-day lives to throw a bachelor party in Las Vegas for their last remaining single pal.
They also stole our theme song
Our
from
old theme song,
our
yeah.
old theme song.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
so I don't want to go see that. I'm not
I
supporting
don't know,
that.
it's got a great cast. I mean,
It actually does look pretty funny though.
It's a pretty interesting cast for a comedy film.
it is.
Never thought I would see something like that.
I want
to
to
me,
dance. No,
it-
wait, I want to sit. I want to dance now.
It reminds me of a little bit of like Hangover almost.
Yeah.
In a way, like maybe like if the Wolfpack decided to go back to Vegas in their 60s.
Yeah. Maybe that's where they're going with it.
I don't know. The animated film we have to talk about this week is Freebirds, which stars Owen Wilson,
I knew you were gonna look at me when you said.
Woody Harrelson, and it's about 2 turkeys from opposite sides of the tracks who must put aside their differences and team up to travel back in time to change the course of history and get turkey off the holiday menu for good.
Wow, what the heck? There's a bunch of crazy people standing in our yard.
People are going to be listening to us wondering what the hell is that all about. Unless you've checked our Twitter account.
I don't even think I put it on our Twitter account.
I thought you
I'll
did.
have to. No, but it was something on Saturday Night Live about a Wes Anderson spoof if he were to make a horror film, and it had Edward Norton dressed up as Owen Wilson, and he sounds exactly like Owen Wilson. Looks like
it was
him.
pretty hilarious.
Oh yeah, I'll have to post it on our Twitter. But yeah, that I was quoting that. But I think this movie right here. I mean, we've heard about the Angry Birds, but this kind of has some things that look like Angry Birds, where they're shooting like birds like off
Oh, yeah.
slingshots. This has so far been the closest thing that I've seen, and it's actually got an interesting story for an animation film.
And yeah, honestly, I'm not going to doubt this animated film. I'm done like doubting.
Yeah, we've learned our lesson.
Yes. And last but not least, the sci-fi thriller that people have been talking about for a while since After Gravity, Ender's Game, which stars Harrison Ford, Asa Butterfield, and Haley Steinfeld.
Ben Kingsley.
Yeah, and Ben Kingsley, yes. The international military seek out a leader who can save the human race from an alien attack. Ender Wigginton, a brilliant young mind, is recruited and trained to lead his fellow soldiers into a battle that will determine the future of Earth.
Been talked about since Gravity.
Yeah. It basically they've like before Gravity came out, they had an article of like sci-fi films coming back in a big way, and besides Gravity, Ender's Game was another sci-fi film that was talked about.
I really don't think it's gonna do too well.
I don't know, kind of hard.
Well, who was closest to the predictions last week? Yeah.
Well, you guys got the first one right,
Yeah.
so
You want to go first, Brian, since you're in the rut?
Oh, thank you.
let's keep that going.
Oh man, I think I'm gonna keep Bad Grandpa at number 1
Okay.
with Freebirds at number 2
Okay.
and have Gravity at number 3
Okay.
and then Ender Game at number 4.
We have the exact same thing for 2 weeks in a row. Wow.
Really?
Yep.
Oh man. Well, I went out of the box with this one. I figured since I was off last week,
Mhm.
there's no real logic to this anymore. At number 1, I actually have Ender's Game because a lot of people have been talking about this movie. Number 2, I have Bad Grandpa. And number 3, this is where I kind of went back and forth on. Number 3, I'm going to have Freebirds. And then number 4, I'm going to have Las Vegas. So we'll see how that goes.
Totally different here.
Yes.
Well,
Yep.
this should be interesting.
But that is the new releases for the week. And before I reveal the quote, any guesses?
I have no clue. I was
Nope.
actually trying to remember the quote. And I was just gonna Google it, but
Oh, so you were going to cheat regardless.
but I didn't remember the quote.
Cheetah.
Cheetah.
They're us. We're them and they're us. It is from Night of the Living Dead.
I had a feeling it was some sort of horror movie.
Yes. Had to be a horror film. So it's the Halloween edition.
I should have known. See, that's something we'll never get probably now that I can never look at what the quote's from. You'll never get the box office right. We'll never get the quote right.
Well, I have that then.
Yeah, you
And
have
you guys
that.
will never
But
get
that's
my
because
sneak
you already
peek.
know it.
Yeah, you guys will never get my sneak peek picture right either.
Yeah, I know. Unless it's a movie I've seen before.
Hey,
It's
this
so-
is the point of Vix Picks. You got to make sure you haven't seen them yet. You know,
Never know. Anything's
expand your
possible.
horizons.
Yeah.
But definitely check out Las Vegas Freebirds and Ender's Games this Friday. Pick up the DVD releases, Monsters University, R.I.P.D. Check out the trailer of the week, The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. Check out Vic's Pick.
Vix Pick thing. I just want to say thanks to you guys too for having me here for 10 episodes now. Today's my
Really?
10th episode.
Yeah, it has been.
Wow.
And thanks to everybody that's listened. Thanks to Cynical once again for that awesome track. And thank you guys for listening too. So everybody out there.
10 weeks.
10 weeks already. Yeah, it's flown by.
That's insane.
We're almost at a baker's dozen with you.
Oh,
Wow.
do I
Wow.
get donuts at the end of this or what?
No.
No.
We should have like a pancake special like an Anchorman. A pancake social. That's
We
what
do
it
it
is.
every month.
We do it every. LeBron's going. LeBron's going.
You hear that? Bears. You put the whole station in jeopardy.
I can't wait for the sequel. But on that note, check out all our stuff. Check out our Facebook
Bears
page.
can smell the menstruation.
Are you guys done?
No.
Brick, you're not dead.
That is a wrap.
Of course I meditated tonight.
I love
No,
lamp.
this one was different.
Testing 1 2 3 1 2 3.
Testing over here on the right hand side. Going right, going right.
Thank you for listening to the Stallion Radio Network.
Testing 1 2 3 1 2 3.
Tacking that in the wall.
I was like, what the?
Testing over here on the right hand side. Going right, going right.